Assalamu alaikum everybody and a very warm welcome to episode 3 in the 60 Steps series. Hope you guys are well, having a nice day. So what I wanted to talk about in this video is just about what problem the Arabic in 60 Steps program actually solves, because I think if an Arabic teacher has the audacity to create their own program, like if an Arabic teacher says, right, the current programs that exist in the world aren't doing the job, I need to create a new program. It needs to be for something. Like, it actually needs to bring something new, right? I don't think people should just create their own program for the sake of it, or so they can say, I have my own program. Like, it needs to solve a specific new problem. And the problem that I think my program solves is retention. And that might not seem important to a lot of people, right? That might not really seem like something really important. Like, you probably never woken up in the morning and thought, I need to be retained more on programs. But it's incredibly important. Like, I think we make a really real mistake with learning Arabic, that we don't look at it or what a colossal achievement it is to learn Arabic. Like, learning Arabic is an enormous milestone in your life, right? To be in a position where you can access texts in the Arabic language and you can read Arabic pretty fluently and you can access things written in a language nothing like your original language, right? That needs to be up there with things like when people say, I've ran a marathon, I've done an Ironman, I've climbed Mount Everest. Like, learning Arabic needs to be up there with things like that, right? And you would never achieve any of those other things if you didn't stay on some kind of training program. You would never achieve those things. And it's the same with Arabic, right? You will never really achieve what you want to in Arabic unless you actually complete a program. And I don't think that the teachers and the programs are really going out of their way to make sure you finish the program or to make sure you even use it, because it's very expensive. Do you know what I mean? It's really bad for business that I make sure my students finish my program. It would make much more sense if I put a lot of effort on getting people to join and then not much effort on keeping them. That would make a lot more sense financially. But that's wrong. That's not what I want. Do you know what I mean? It's wrong. Do you know what I mean? So I focus on keeping students on the program, creating a program that is built for students to stay on the program and to see it through till the end. So how do we do that, right? We have a load of different systems which incentivize students to actually complete the program, right? It's because students need things like accountability, students need support, students need a curriculum that is, that is accumulative and that flows nicely and is easy to digest. Students need to not feel overwhelmed. Students need support and a community and stuff like that. And all of these things take a lot of effort and a lot of time to build. And not everyone has the inclination to do that, but I do. And not everyone has the inclination or the time or the patience to build something like that, but I do. And I have with the Arabic in 60 Steps program, right? So, there's a whole list of things, but we'll go through them now just one at a time, just because we're here in this video now. So, the first thing that I suppose we do is that we have a curriculum that flows easily, right? We've deliberately written this curriculum so that the steps are very accumulative, right? So the knowledge from step 1 will support you in step 2, and to kind of build like a snowball effect, right? That's kind of what happens. Like, you have your little snowball of Arabic language knowledge that you get from step 1, and then step 2 is just like rolling the snowball a bit more. It just picks up a little bit more knowledge onto it. Step 3, you just roll your snowball another step, right? And it picks up a bit more snow as it goes. That's kind of the thing I've got in my mind for how it becomes accumulative, and your knowledge of the Arabic language just flows and builds and builds and builds. So that's the first thing. We've deliberately written it to be like that. The next thing is that the resources are accessible. In the previous episode, in episode 2, we went over how easy it is to actually use it. I think sometimes when I've done a lot of online Arabic programs, but in the planning and the creating of the Arabic in 60 Steps program, I did a lot of these online programs that I know that in your Facebook feed probably you have Facebook ads to join various online Arabic programs, and I did most of them in my research for this, and most of them don't really make it easy for you to log in, right? Like, they probably have some domain name that's really inconvenient, like a long domain name that you're not going to remember anyway. And then when you get on there, you need to log in, and sometimes the website might not work, and sometimes you might forget your username and password and stuff like that. So we make it really easy and really accessible on all devices to log in. Do you know what I mean? And we make it completely flexible, that the resources are always there, so you don't need to be on a particular time zone or anything like that. On top of that, we have mentors. I've gone out of my way to employ mentors to take care of the students for their first 6 months on the program at no extra cost at all. So you'll have your own mentor who will check in with you every week. So firstly, this is really good for accountability, right? You have someone messaging you, Assalamu alaikum, how's everything going? Is everything okay? Can I answer any quick questions of yours? Is there any little hurdles that you're struggling to get over at the moment? I've employed people to take care of that for you. Do you know what I mean? At great expense to myself. Do you know what I mean? At great expense for time and money to myself. But it helps the students finish it, and that's what matters, right? So we have mentors as well, which is obviously really good for support, really good for accountability. We also, every single week, I go live in our closed Facebook community so that students can answer their questions at a consistent time every week. So it's every Sunday at 6 o'clock. So I do one at 6 o'clock London time, 6 o'clock in New York time, which is 11 o'clock my local time, and then I do another one at 6 o'clock Vancouver time, which is about 2 o'clock in the morning, my local time. And I do that so that students, no matter your time zone even, it's convenient and it's easy for you to come and you can ask me your questions. And we do it on a Sunday because no one works on a Sunday. Right? Pretty much whatever country you live in, you're probably not going to work on a Sunday. Well, if you live in the USA, UK, and Canada, you're not going to work on a Sunday. So, so I kind of mentioned there actually about the Facebook community as well. So you also need a community. It's really good for you to network with other students and talk to other students who are in the same position as you, people who are even at the same step in the program as you, right? That's really, really helpful and builds a lot of support for you as well. So we facilitate that. We facilitate an environment where that can flourish. Next, we actually have financial rewards as well for students to stay on the program. So students who are engaging with the Facebook group and asking questions, and we can see that they're filling in, that they're using their workbook and journal, and we can see that they're interacting with their mentors every week. I have a £50 prize that I give away at the end of every month, just for being a good Arabic student. We're literally paying you to learn Arabic, right? And you have access to that for your whole life. So some students might even earn back all the money they spent on the program. Students might even make money. Students might even profit from the program, which I don't know any other programs in the world that you can profit from financially, that you can earn money for learning Arabic. But we want as many reasons as possible for learning Arabic to be the more favourable thing. We want as many reasons as possible, for you to choose to go and learn Arabic instead of watching Netflix or instead of watching something on iPlayer or whatever. We want as many reasons as possible for it to be fun and engaging and beneficial for you. So that's something really cool that we do too. And then obviously having the physical element of the workbooks as well that you actually get in the post. I think it is really valuable to kind of actually have something on your shelf or something on your desk that reminds you that you haven't opened this book in 3 weeks or whatever like that. That is a really valuable kind of asset as well. So we have all of this kind of structure in place. We have all of this structure in place to make sure that we can make sure our students complete the program, right? That our students get, all the way through the program and actually get the results that they wanted. Because, even though there are cheaper programs than my program, we're going to do a whole video on the price of the program and how we can make it easier for you and how to justify it to yourself and stuff like that. There are way cheaper programs than mine. You can buy a book for £4 on Amazon or whatever. But what was I going to say? But yeah, I was going to say this. So it's about value for money. Right, I know a lot of people who pay their Imam Sab to come round for an hour a week and they pay them £6 an hour or £7 an hour. But I know none of them learn Arabic, right? So let's say over the year you spend, let's say for example you spent £100, yeah? Let's say if you were really exploiting someone and you were paying them like £8 an hour or whatever, over the year you pay £100 for your kid not to learn Arabic. Or you could do my program that's a bit more expensive than that and definitely learn Arabic. One of them is a waste of £100. The other one is actually like thousands of pounds worth of value for a bit more. So it's actually cheaper. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know how we got onto that, but yeah. But anyway, but that is perhaps the last thing. That leads us quite nicely onto a last thing about students usually complete my program because it's an investment. If students haven't paid for a program, they often don't complete it. Some people do. Do you know what I mean? Some people definitely do. That's not the case for everybody, but actually investing in a program is a really good way to actually make sure you finish it. It's a really good way to make sure the program is valuable to you, because if you've got it for free, you see it as a free resource. You see it as that you've not had to give up anything for it. You've not had to invest anything for it. So I think it's really nicely balanced, right? Even though it's absolutely affordable. Do you know what I mean? It's not priced as something that people can't afford. Do you know what I mean? Even people, even if someone has a situation where I don't know if they're a husband and they've got a kid or whatever, and say they're working, it's still affordable for someone like that. It's still affordable for that. It's not priced in the thousands of dollars or anything like that. So it's still accessible, but it is an investment. Do you know what I mean? It's not cheap because it is a premium program and it is actually worth more than my degree, in my opinion. My degree, I spent £12,000 on my degree alone. That's without living costs and and other stuff like that. That's just the fees, £12,000. Fees have gone up here in the UK now. It costs you about £35,000 now to do my degree. But anyway, that's a discussion for the next video, I think. Perhaps in episode 4, we'll talk about the actual price. We'll actually get into the exact numbers and stuff like that. So, so that's it for this video. That's it. I just want to talk to you guys about how retention is the absolute key to this program. It's the real problem that it solves, because even though there are other programs written by people who are more qualified than myself, do you know what I mean? the gateway to Arabic books, the Medina books, the Arabiya Bayna Yadayk books, they're all written by people more qualified than me. Do you know what I mean? But like, they're not written for you to complete them. Like, they're written for that to be on you. Do you know? And they're written for their own specific things. Do you know what I mean? They have their own purposes. They have their own places where they fit in perfectly, and they're for a specific purpose. But like, the specific purpose for my program is for people who live in the West, who, let's face it, most of us have a pretty short attention span. People who live in the West, generally, when we're used to smartphones and social media and stuff, we have a short attention span, and you need a program that's specifically written for you and specifically written for you to complete the program. That's everything for this video. See you guys in the next episode. Have a really nice day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.